Well, maybe just first, how'd you end up at A&M? What was kind of the process when you decided to enter the transfer portal, and how did A&M even get on your radar? Was that a school that you had even thought when you entered the portal would be a possibility?
Like it was kind of a quick turnaround whenever I first got into the transfer portal and stuff like that. I decided to opt into my bowl game back at Bowling Green, and our bowl game was on December 26th. And I don't know the exact date, but that portal window had closed for no more recruitment and stuff like that. I want to say that fourth or something. So it was a very quick turnaround. But as far as A&M, once I entered the transfer portal, I had led my conference in sacks and stuff like that. And so whenever I first got into the portal, I kind of blew up. I didn't really expect it at first. I actually considered staying back at Bowling Green for another year, but I kind of just went with my gut. And so a lot of big schools, a lot of the SEC schools, and just different different programs along those lines started hitting me up, and I just felt like with all the given information and the visits and all the stuff along those lines, I just felt like A&M was the best place for me. So
We'll go front row on the right side to Brent and then Travis.
So does that put pressure on you when Albert says you're one of the top 5 funny guys on the team? And
pressure, as far as
what's an example of being funny to the fellas? See, now I'm putting pressure on you. Sorry.
No, you all right. I would say I have an interesting type of sense of humor. I'm kind of like a random outburst type of guy. So I feel like that's kind of why they find me funny. I'm just kind of random, do stuff like that. So good bonding.
What does that say about your confidence to say, hey, to join this D line that has all these guys that were highly recruited and so forth, in terms of coming on board as opposed to going somewhere else?
Yeah, obviously, because like I had said before, I was debating on whether I should, even enter the portal because, I just knew there was the number was big for, people that were currently into the portal, especially at that moment, because like I said, I was at the back end of the transfer portal window. And I just know, you just never know with taking a risk like that. So, whenever I ultimately decided that I wanted to enter the transfer portal, I subconsciously told myself, this isn't going to be easy. You're not just going to come here and just go through the motions and expect to play. These are, like you said, these are 4 or 5-star recruits, number 1 players in the class, number 1 players, and, et cetera, et cetera. So I kind of just subconsciously just told myself, you got to come in here, you got to have a chip on your shoulder, do everything right, and then some, and just play how you know to play. So that's kind of what it was.
We'll stay on that front row to Travis.
Hey, Cashius, for a casual football fan, how would you describe the jack position, and how does that fit your particular skill set?
I think it's it's kind of like a hybrid position between a defensive end and a buck linebacker. So most of the time we're in the run fits, pass rushing and things along those lines. But every now and then we drop into coverage. We'll go into a weak curl or a flat, or we'll be a man-to-man on people like the running back or the tight end. So it's just kind of just I feel like that's kind of why they named it Jack. Just kind of jack of all trades. So.
And I know. What does it mean for you this weekend to be going against these guys? Have you been in contact with any of them?
Yeah, I've developed, those are my best friends. A lot of those guys, they're going to be at my wedding and stuff like that. So, it's obviously no bad blood. I still, keep in contact. Even whenever I first left BG, I'm still in good graces with the coaches. I have a good relationship with Coach Leffler and, Coach Lewanson and my position coach that was back at BG. So I still got a good relationship with them, and like I said, I still play the video game and talk on the phone with some of my roommates and stuff like that from BG. So it's exciting to be able to play them.
We'll go front row on the left side to Mark.
Cashius, now that you've got a SEC game under your belt and then you got the spring and summer, what have been some of the changes what has caught your attention about playing SEC football compared to what it was like when you were playing opponents at Bowling Green?
I would say, because I talk about this kind of often, just with just guys on the team and stuff like that. It's football at the end of the day, so I wouldn't say it's that much of like a real difference. I would just say the competitive edge will be one, the size of the offensive lineman will be two, and then the third one I would just say overall just kind of like wits about like how just they operate, and whether that has to do with coaching or just overall whatever it has to do with it. But I think those would probably be the things that biggest differences for sure.
We'll go back behind the lights on TV row to Tyler on the left side and then Ben.
Yeah, Cashius, you talked about how excited you are to kind of see some of the old guys in your old team. How much have you talked to the guys now about what Bowling Green is, and does it help that you are familiar with that program, that you kind of know what to expect from them?
Yeah, most definitely. I've been telling them since before I got here. I know how Power 5 schools go into these lower conference level games, and like I was just letting them know because I don't know if you guys know this stat, but every year I was at BG, we had like an upset against like a a bigger conference school or like a higher ranked school. So BG, like, they're gonna come in here ready to work and ready to get after us. So I've for the longest time I've been telling them like Bowling Green, like, do not take them lightly. They like if we do take them lightly, they'll come in here and then they'll embarrass us. So I've been kind of telling all my teammates and even my coaches and stuff like that that for a pretty long time at this point. So it's good to know.
We'll stay on TV row on the right side to Ben.
Hey, Cassius, just talking to that coaching staff, what in particular did they help you with, in your years there, and in terms of your personal development as a player and beyond that?
You talking? You're regarding the
Bowling Green coaches
Bowling Green?
and how they helped you improve.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I came in. I wasn't. I was one of the the COVID guys. Coming out of high school, so recruitment kind of got messed up for me, and I kind of fell behind in my recruitment and stuff like that. So at that point, my decision with ultimately going to BG was just they were on me, probably the heaviest out of the very select few schools that were even interested in me, and I was just going with the go where you're liked the most, and I feel like that paid off. There were some very good coaches and just very good overall development that I feel like that helped me get to this point, because whether even though that they're opponents into this game, I can't sit here and now that I'm at this point where I'm at now and not give them any praise or give them their kudos. So yeah, they definitely have a big part as far as my development and just getting me to this point where I am today, for sure.
We'll go third row on the left side to Luke and then Carter.
Cassius, wondering if you can kind of talk about maybe your impressions of the A&M defensive line when you were being recruited by A&M, and then once you had made your commitment, your impressions of that D-line, and then kind of y'all's cohesion now, y'all's relationship, and kind of what y'all hope to accomplish this season.
Yeah, at first, like I said, going back to the transfer portal discussion, I knew that there was a lot of, 5-star guys, top-ranked recruit guys. Nick Gordon was a number one player or edge player at my position coming out of the portal. So, I obviously, knew and understood that there was a lot of good players, and we had potential to be good, especially with the addition of me. And as far as now and getting a chance to get to know more of the players and things along those lines, everyone's good. I get along with everyone pretty much on D-line. Very very cool guys for sure. And I feel like they didn't. I don't want to say they didn't surprise me, but especially after Florida's game and just the way the defensive line is overall played at this point in the season. I just feel like it was expected, and it's good to see that it's just good. It's good to see that we're doing what we're supposed to do, and just got to continue to keep progressing and just keep trying to get better every day. So
We'll go second row on the right side to Carter to wrap things up.
Cassius, I'm wondering just sort of your evolution as a hybrid player, if you always wanted to be kind of a guy who can do a lot of different things, or growing up if you pinpointed one position or another.
Yeah, it's kind of like a crazy story on how I came to be at this position where I was. I grew up. Growing up, I was a running back, and then I was like kind of in the secondary. I was always, I always excelled in football, but like not to the point where I think I'd be at this point right now. So it's kind of crazy. I got a story to tell if that's okay. Like the first time I ever took snaps as like an edge rusher, it was like my sophomore year, JV football, and I'm going back a little bit, but I wasn't like a 4-year starter on varsity. I was like a late bloomer. I didn't like get tall and stuff like that till like my sophomore year. So, but I just remember something that happened to where there was no depth at the edge position on that team for some reason, and then my coach just looked at me. He was like, "Look, I need you to line right here, run around the fat guy respectfully, go get the quarterback." I said, okay, I could try. I could try this out. First play, I promise, first play ever that I rushed was a strip sack fumble touchdown. So I'm like, is this really all you got to do? Like, seriously? And then after that, I started, kind of getting my feet wet with, being an edge rusher and the things along those lines. And then my junior year, that's when I got my first start on varsity. And then I had like 12 and a half sacks. And then, yeah, I mean, the rest is history, So, yeah, it's kind of cool to be able to be in the position where I am now, after having played so many different positions. Like I said, I was running back, receiver, safety, linebacker, tight end. I tried QB a little bit. Don't know how to throw still to this day, but, so, yeah, it's pretty cool to, have my journey be that and getting me to where I am now. So.
Do you still listen respectfully?
Yeah, for surely.
All right, that's all we have. Thank you, Cassius.
Awesome. Appreciate you guys.